Whoever you are, wherever you are, I hope you are blessed and doing safe. Ladies and gentlemen, greetings, family. Of course, I'm tuning in. You see me without the glasses off today. But if you're looking for some opportunities, particular advertisement opportunities, then look no further at the link at the bottom to my email address. You can hit me up for advertisement opportunities. We are supporting and promoting your businesses here on this channel. You can also, if you would like to donate and subscribe to our Patreon, a link is at the bottom as well. So you have multiple ways in which you can advertise with the platform by emailing me when we go on through our live stream. You also have access to premium content, those that want to see premium content that you will not find here on YouTube or Facebook or Twitter, as I am suspended probably by now. You guys can check out the Patreon at link at the bottom. But advertisement opportunities, definitely email me, gavin.jurors1@gmail.com for rates. And for the Patreon, it is the same as the YouTube channel. It is channel gboot2786. All right, I'll holla. Peace. Oh, what's up, family? Welcome, welcome, welcome. We are live, and I'm coming at you with 5. Good evening, good evening. We are live, ladies and gentlemen, on X, on Facebook, on Gavin Richard YouTube, and Gavin Richard Facebook, and Gavin Richard YouTube. Wherever you are, wherever you are, I hope you are blessed and doing safe. If you can hear me, please smash up the likes right now. Smash up those likes. Hit that share and subscribe button right now as we speak, ladies and gentlemen. Come on in. Come on in. How we doing this evening, this beautiful Sunday before Christmas Eve? Before Christmas Eve next week is the year is almost over with. Just think of that. 2023 is coming to an end. What I might do is that New Year's Eve on December 31st, I'll probably do a special edition of Random Topic Sundays where we go through the top 10 news, the top 10 news events in 2023. I think that would be great to go through. So that's something I plan to do. Um, actually, and why this thing didn't save? I'm sorry. I had created a banner, so it obviously didn't save it. Hold on. All right. So there we go. That's our topic tonight. So you saw if you saw the thumbnail, it's called "Get Your Hump On." There's a lot I want to get into tonight, ladies and gentlemen. Yeah. So there we go. A couple of topics. What's up, Nathan? Thanks. Hadn't seen you in a while. What's up, Madam Magma, Danielle Meyer, Cece? No, I use a stick, Derek Pearson. Dumbass question you're asking me. Do I use rubber gloves to clean your bathroom? All right. I have a sneaking suspicion Mr. Pearson is a troll. Because you would ask me some dumbass shit like that. That's the second time you've done that this week. You did one last week. Yeah, the man in black. I think I'm gonna have to wear this for court. This is so good. I'm gonna wear this for court on tomorrow too. So, uh, by the way, Danielle, I'm gonna have to hit you up later today. But we got a lot we're gonna get into. I'm still talking about the Jonathan Majors trial. The jury is still deliberating. That's an update that I have. Yeah, they're continuing until Monday, actually. And we'll start with that. Of course, I was talking about the Senate aid. That's a big thing. The other thing I want to talk about, too, if those of you haven't heard, Rudy Giuliani, of course, has been ordered to pay over 148 million dollars to two aid workers, Georgia voting poll workers, who sued him for slander and libel. So we're going to be talking about that as well. And this Hannah Payne incident, I want to specifically address some trolls that are on X. So before I begin, let's go ahead and just talk about Jonathan Majors' trial. That's underway. As you know, as I stated earlier, they're actually still deliberating as we speak. Now, they didn't deliberate over the weekend, but what happened is it went into the deliberations began on that Thursday, if I'm not mistaken. And jurors in that trial actually came back requesting several things from the judge. So I'm going to play for you all video that they have here. Now, of course, you all have seen this video. I've showed you this was a video. One of the things that they asked to see this video again when Jonathan Majors was running away from Grace Jabari. This is a video this is something we never seen, but I talked about this on Thursday. The prosecutors actually had this where Majors is trying to put Jabari back in the car. This is after she snatched the phone from his hand and she's holding on to him while he's trying to run away. And like I said before, he get a whole 50-man marathon to get away from her. Like he's running in Johnston Murphy's shoes to get away. So everybody is seeing this one, and she's following after him. There's no sound to it, by the way. But jurors have requested, so the deliberations are going to begin Monday, but this started on Thursday. So the fact that this is taking so long has given me some cause to pause about what the jury will actually find or what are they looking at, because this to me should have been a not guilty. That's my personal opinion on it, based off the fact that number one, she instigated the altercation that occurred. She snatched the phone from his hand. He did seemingly put her back in the car, which I guess they may be considering whether or not that would constitute as the force, the the battery or the assault. But the question is that he is also, from this video, attempting to flee from his ex-girlfriend at this point, and yet she continues to follow him. Now, bear in mind, they actually had this video footage was here from the beginning. The prosecutors had their hands on this back in March. So they obviously knew what was going on. They knew what had happened, yet they continue to pursue charges against Jonathan Majors. And the main reason why they did that is because they wanted to make a name from this is my personal opinion. Prosecutors like to make a name for themselves, especially on a celebrity, no matter how small, no matter how frivolous the case is. This happened against Tupac, if you remember, when Tupac got charged for a sexual assault. Now, he beat the sodomy charge, but he went to jail for forcible touching on that woman who everybody knows was lying. Everybody knows Tupac didn't actually sodomize the girl. It was the men that she was with, supposedly, that did that, but she set him up. He went to jail and served 11 months on sexual abuse charges. And if you go and watch the Vlad TV interview, remember this woman was even praising Tupac and all this stuff. She even admitted to giving him I'll just say a sexual act in the club a few days, sometime prior to this alleged incident when it was said to have occurred. But things like that, especially given that if he have no criminal history, no prior run-ins, would have been settled out of court. But because of his celebrity, is also his status as being the son of a Black Panther, that all factored into that. Believe me. But this is what a news article we have here from the jury and what they requested on the deliberation, and this is courtesy of KNAL 13.
Jury deliberations continued on December 15th in the case against actor Jonathan Majors, who faces assault and harassment charges in New York State Supreme Court. Majors arrived to the courthouse hand in hand with his partner, actor Megan Good. The Creed 3 star was arrested in New York City on March 25th following a domestic dispute, according to police and his defense lawyer. A 30-year-old woman suffered minor injuries to her head and neck and was taken to
Okay, I don't know why I was doing that, but
actor Jonathan Majors returning to Manhattan Criminal Court Friday afternoon, still waiting for a jury to decide his fate. Majors, known for starring in the Creed and Marvel superhero movie franchises, faces charges of third-degree assault and second-degree aggravated harassment against his ex-girlfriend, Grace Jabari. On Friday afternoon, the jury made two requests. The first, to see a compilation of video evidence, including one clip from last March, which shows Majors and Jabari engaged in some kind of verbal and physical encounter outside an SUV in Lower Manhattan. Seconds later, Majors ultimately breaks away and runs for several blocks, with Jabari seen running behind him.
New York City 911, you need police, 5 medical.
hey, is it medical?
No,
suicide, I think.
The jury also requested a replay of a 911 call Majors made after that argument the next day when he returned to their penthouse apartment, stating he feared Jabari was unresponsive behind a locked door. The video and audio evidence clearly pivotal, as both the prosecution and the defense tried to use it to their own advantage, with Jabari and Majors claiming they were the victim of abuse in their relationship. Following the evidence playback for the jury, deliberations continue. If convicted, Jonathan Majors could spend up to 1 year behind bars.
One year behind bars for dealing with Becky. And this is a crazy ass woman, apparently. She has issues with mental health, it seems, even with supposedly with substance abuse. I'm not quite sure. I'm being careful with my words from all intents and purposes. She was seen supposedly after the incident out partying with friends. This was documented. And he's the one that calls 911 to take care of her. Basically, because he was concerned about her well being when he found her unresponsive. But yet, he's the one that is facing criminal charges. Of course, the text messages and video, they also had to use something which I thought was not relevant and was frankly prejudicial. Was a domestic violence, was a situation where she was previously injured, supposedly, and supposedly, I say, by him for a head injury, telling her not to go to the doctors and so forth. And that was allowed to come in because the judge said that the defense had opened the door on cross-examination and allowed the prosecution henceforth to come in and bring in those text messages, something that was initially prohibited. I think that it should have never been allowed because it had nothing to do with this particular incident. But in domestic situations, they tend to be a little more lenient with this stuff. And also, I think it factored in, I believe that they didn't care for the fact of Jonathan Majors that he was a celebrity and as a black man. That's my personal opinion by what I look at this stuff. Y'all make sure y'all hit that like, share, and subscribe button. We'll see. More than likely, I don't see this going. If this thing, let's just say this goes past Monday. This is a misdemeanor, by the way. All right. If this thing goes past Monday, that makes 3 days that they have deliberated. By at least, I want to say the fourth day, there should be a call on that Tuesday by the defense for a mistrial because this is something that shouldn't take that long that they're looking at. So I, I just find it interesting. Make sure you all donate to the Cash App, PayPal, or Zelle. If you love me for my time, pay me for my time. All right. Okay. So yeah, I wanted to talk about that. But yeah, we're watching what happened with Jonathan Majors. Now, also, we got to talk about this situation before I need to address this shit. Because how many of you all, if you haven't, have followed what happened in the last week? There was another trial going on that was of importance, the Hannah Payne murder trial. I don't call it the Kenneth Herring murder trial because Kenneth Herring wasn't the one that was on trial. She was. Hannah Payne was a white woman who was convicted this past week out in Georgia for the murder of 62-year-old Kenneth Herring, a black man. Now, what happened in that case was Herring, who was 62 years old, was involved in an accident. I believe he hit a tractor. He supposedly, from all intents and purposes, waited 20 minutes in which to get an accident report, but nothing happened, in which Hannah Payne, who was a commuter followed him. How you doing, one who cares? She followed this man to get his license plate, but went in a little further. She called 911, telling them that he was involved in an accident, but she continued to pursue him even after the 911 callers told her not to pursue this man. Now, this is what happened at her sentence. So she was sentenced to life in prison, but she is eligible for parole by the time she's 54 years old. So I'm going to play for you all the sentencing, and I'm going to also share for you how many people in the mayonnaise community were butthurt over this incident. So here it is, right here.
The trial has heard arguments of defense, and the state has listened to the witnesses today. And after considering all of those things, the court will impose sentence as follows. Please stand, Ms. Payne. With respect to count 1, malice murder, the court will impose a sentence of life with a possibility of parole. With respect to count 2, felony murder, that will merge into count 1 and is dismissed as a matter of law. With respect to count 3, aggravated assault, that merges into counts 1 and 2. With respect to count 4, felony murder, that merges into count 1 and it is dismissed as a matter of law. With respect to count 5, the false imprisonment verdict, the court imposes a sentence of 8 years consecutive. With respect to count 6, possession of a firearm during the commission of a felony, the court imposes a sentence of 5 years that will run consecutive to the underlying sentence. Count 7 and 8 will merge into count 6. So the court's total sentence is life with the possibility of parole plus 8 years consecutive on the false imprisonment and 5 years consecutive on the possession of firearm during the commission of a felony. And that is the court's sentence. So I'll remand you again, Ms. Payne, into the custody of the Sheriff's Department. Before I do have some instructions for you, Ms. Payne. You have a right to seek post-judgment relief from your conviction of the crimes, either by making a motion for a new trial in this court and or filing an appeal to a higher appellate court. If you want to file a motion for a new trial or an appeal, then you will need to file a said motion or a notice of appeal with the clerk.
Why does she sound like a kindergarten teacher, this judge? And I detect the island. She has to be from the islands. I detect that in her voice. This is Judge Jules C. Scott. Let's see where she's from. So that's Jules C. Scott. So this is in Clayton County, Georgia. She actually was a district. Okay, so this was a judge. She actually was a federal prosecutor, it looks like. She was the first female Black district attorney. Was she a federal prosecutor as well? I'm just looking at it because I see here. So she's a member. This is just the image of her. So yeah, they sentenced her. Yeah, but she seemed so nice with that. There was no stalking charge. What she was found guilty of, one who cares, was she was found guilty on all counts, including felony murder, malice with intent. This is an image of the judge, by the way. So this is her campaign. This is her campaign page. The family did get to speak, and yes, the family, of course, I'm going to show y'all this. The 911 operator, hold on a second. She was sentenced to life. So she was sentenced to life, guilty on all counts: felony murder, malice murder, aggravated assault, and false imprisonment, not a stalking charge. And then with 3 charges of weapons possessions. Now, Payne has continued to change her story back and forth, stating that she shot in self-defense. Then she said he was the one that pulled the trigger. She was the one, if you everybody has seen the video footage, what the jurors have seen, that actually was inside the vehicle. The operators from 911, when she followed him, she was ordered not to follow him, yet she did it anyway. The cell phone video footage showed what happened. That she went up to this man with her gun and pulled it on him. Now I'm going to show you something else. So this is video from the Clinton County Courthouse. By the way, fair use.
Body camera footage played in court Friday shows the moments that Clayton County Police responded to the 2019 shooting scene that killed 62-year-old Kenneth Herring.
Hey, sir, stay with me, okay? Can you talk to me at all?
Prosecutors say 25-year-old Hannah Payne pulled the trigger on purpose after following Herring from the scene of a hit and run, even though 911 dispatchers told her not to. Payne's attorney argues Herring could have inadvertently shot himself when the two got into a tussle.
Looking at this picture, is there an injury in that picture?
There's a small, I don't know what to call it, is small mark above her lip.
Payne's attorney showed the jury photos on Friday of scratches and marks on his client's neck and face that he alleges were caused by Herring.
The only problem is that she still went to and followed this man. She followed this man and went to his car. She got inside his car. He has a right to stand his ground. Kenneth Herring was unarmed. That's the thing. And as far as he's claiming a citizen's arrest in Georgia, and we talked about this because this is almost similar to the Ahmaud Arbery situation, although I find the facts and circumstances actually are very similar to what George Zimmerman did. This was a car crash. She was instructed by the 911 operator not to follow. She escalated this situation. That's what the jury found. She drew her gun. She claimed she never intended. Her story is when she took the stand was, well, I never intended to fire the weapon, and it was Herring who shot himself in the struggle. But nevertheless, the man was having a diabetic shock. He was having a medical episode. He waited about 15 or 20 minutes before he left, according to Law and Crime. And Payne realized no one at the scene had Herring's information or license plate number. So despite being told 4 times by a 911 dispatcher not to do so, she sped off after his Jeep.
Prosecutors argued they could have been on Payne's body before the incident.
That's shocking about the
happened in Clayton County, Georgia.
The NAACP has been following this case for 4.5 years, saying that Herring was a victim of racial profiling. Several members of the Clayton County chapter sat in on the trial this week to support Herring's family and ensure the process is fair and equitable.
It's a sobering experience that the Herring family is going.
Now, I cut this off. I want to show something else. And she did take the stand. But when you read this from The Guardian, I want y'all to look at this. Payne realized no one was at the scene, had Herring's information, so she followed him. Okay, and she told the dispatcher, he is drunk, I'm not. I'm sorry, but I'm here to tell you I'm not going to follow him because he is going to cause an accident. So she went out saying, oh, he was drunk. She was drunk. But here's the thing. She never went up to him to figure that out. It was a state corrections officer who testified that Herring was displaying symptoms of diabetic shock. He said the man's eyes were red orange, he appeared disorientated, and he had circled his truck several times before he drove off. That's what a corrections officer witnessed. And he supposedly told her, okay, but definitely inebriated, quote unquote, as they waited at the scene. So Payne and a semi-truck driver said, do you mean he's drunk? So she went out to play Captain Save-A-Lot. She went out to play police officer, and they told her, don't do it. So he had stopped in a turn lane at an intersection, and she demanded he return to the scene of the crash. And according to her own statement, she says, we're loud, it's not near an interstate, it's a busy road, and I can't hear what he's saying to me. But as soon as I'm getting closer to him, I hear him ask me who the F I am, Payne told the court. And as she claimed at one point, Herring knocked her phone out of her hand and then reached out of the window and grabbed her, ripping her shirt. He then mashed the gas, briefly dragging her with his car. Payne said that's what she told Herring, that she had a gun, which she then showed to him. So she's saying he grabbed her. And that's when she dragged the gun because he was dragging her with his car. That old bullshit. But then the witnesses had a different story from what she said. They claimed Payne chased Herring down, cut him off with her car, and then jumped out very aggressively, ran up to his car, cursed at him, immediately started punching the confused man through his window. She then took out her gun, they claimed, threatened to shoot him twice, and immediately shot him dead. Payne's defense attorney, Matt Tucker, said in his closing arguments that his client was just trying to help. This is not some killer. This is not some murder. Well, the jury didn't find otherwise. Now, I want to speak on the family, and I want to speak on Twitter on these mayonnaise trolls that they have. By the way, they had a black woman who was the prosecutor in this case, who did an excellent job in her, I thought, in our closing arguments. But this was the 911 call. Hold on, I'm gonna play for you all the 911 call.
The deadly shot was fired.
Did you fit into the same number? No, but I'm catching up to him right now. Okay, no, we actually do not want you to chase him. We just want you to be safe.
This is the 911 call that prosecutors say shows Hannah Payne crossed the line when she tried to stop 62-year-old Kenneth Herring after he left the scene of a crash in 2019.
I'm sorry, I'm here to tell you I'm not going to follow him. Because he is going to cause another accident. So I won't stay behind him until officers get to us. But until then, I'm not moving.
Prosecutors say Herring wasn't drunk, but instead having a medical issue. According to the call, Payne eventually gets a tag number, but she continues to follow Herring anyway, despite the dispatcher repeatedly telling her to stop. Prosecutors say Payne didn't just follow Herring, she cuts him off, got into an argument, and shot him.
It was like really aggressive. It was just
right. Pastor Mosley is the DA. Apparently, there have been death threats against him.
And she said, "Get the F out the truck."
I kept saying to myself, I hope she don't shoot him. And when I heard the gunshot, he looked at me. And I looked at him, and he just had this look on his face.
Payne's attorney says she was told to get the tag number by the Georgia correctional officer who took the stand Wednesday. The defense says Herring attacked her and the shooting was in self-defense. Her attorney, Matt Tucker, says there's a possibility she tells the jury that herself.
She's always wanted to get there and say the other side of the story, so it wouldn't be surprising if she does, but at this time we're going to hold our cards until they're necessary.
Now, this is the prosecutor. This is Hannah. You say I sound garbled. I was talking over the recording, that's why. But both families supposedly have been getting death threats from
At cash. No matter the size of your wreck, you're gonna need a big check. You're gonna need the strong arm. Call attorney John Foy and Associates.
Get it all. Make the call.
And we do begin with that breaking news right now at noon. We have just learned the fate of Payne's sentence with this morning. Now, a jury has Herring siblings took the stand and explained what life has been like without their brother for the last 4.5 years.
I can't call him if I wanted to. I can't visit him if I wanted to. I can go to the gravesite, but he can't respond.
And again, the sentence announced just a short time ago, life with the possibility of parole for now convicted murderer Hannah Payne. Again, she has been sentenced to life with the possibility of parole. Now, Payne's attorney does plan to file a motion for a new trial. We will keep following all the breaking developments.
Good idea? Hands-free calls while driving. Bad idea? Hands-free driving.
Now, I'm going to go at this with Twitter. Now, it's not uncommon for it to go for 4 years to go after trial. It can happen because there are delays. But I want to just show you all what's going on Twitter. So the family spoke, and this is one of the reasons why a lot of people back off. This is what the family had to say, because it's very similar to the little boy with the urination episode. Just listen.
And we go with what the facts, the evidence led us. It was hard to, it's easy to say race. You know, it's real easy because you have a black victim and a white perpetrator. But that's too easy. We had to go down into the depth of the evidence and really dig it out. And it didn't seem like race played a part.
Oh,
and we didn't want to trivialize Mr. Herring's death. You know, this was just somebody that was out of control. That
this was the prosecutor. This is Hannah. This is Moses.
That she could make someone do something that wasn't within her power.
It's been long and arduous. It was hard on my family. It's been almost 5 years. I had to come for every court appearance. I was here to hear her incessant wailing as if she had been shot. And after 5 years, I believe the case was presented as it happened. The state did its job, and the jurors did their job.
What does it say that they came back so quickly, just over 2 hours?
To me, that said that the state did its job. The evidence was there.
But it also says something about the jury, that they did not buy her claims of self-defense and that he attacked and shot himself?
Exactly.
How is that, I mean, for them to bring forth that type of defense, what did you think about that?
I think it's selfish to blame the victim when you're the aggressor.
We look at the facts, and we go with what the facts, the evidence led us. It was hard.
That was the prosecutor speaking. I don't think that was the district attorney. That looks like the district attorney of Clayton County. Tasha Mosley, yeah, that's her saying that shit. So to be fair, that's the DA, that's not the family saying that, but they always go through that. They always got to say that. They obviously didn't want to make it a hate crime. It's a win-lose situation because in one instance, Mr. Herring is dead, and also it wasn't charged as a racial crime. I guess they didn't have enough evidence. I'll go along. I'm willing to go along with that. Do I personally believe race played a part in it? Yeah. Do I think she would have done that if it were a white man? No. But they had to go on that. But I got to address something. The mayonnaise monkeys were out. when I responded, and one of them, Charlie Kirk, who has been known to make racial remarks, known to be racist, supposedly. Well, he made this remark. He said Kenneth Herring crashed his car into somebody, then illegally fled the scene. When citizen Hannah Payne tried to stop him, he assaulted her. Payne shot him in self-defense, but now she's been convicted of premeditated murder after prosecutors ridiculously claimed that a fleeing criminal was minding his own business. The only criminals left-wing prosecutors believe in punishing are ordinary people who don't want to live in violent anarchy. What the hell are you saying? You said he illegally fled the scene and she was trying to stop him as a citizen. First and foremost, in order for there to be, I'm very familiar with the citizen's arrest statute. I believe that was repealed, if I'm not mistaken, after the Ahmaud Arbery incident, or is it still in place? I thought it was repealed, but it was in effect at the time of 2019. And in order to make an arrest, there had to be limited circumstances in which they can do so. For instance, if the offense was committed in such presence or within the person's knowledge, if the offense is a felony and the offender is escaping or attempting to escape, and the phrases in his presence and within his immediate knowledge are synonymous. So, yeah, I remember this. The problem when it happened with Ahmaud Arbery is that, number one, Ahmaud Arbery, the McMichaels had no knowledge as to whether or not he had committed any type of crime. They didn't know that for a fact. And she didn't know if he had a medical episode also. So let's transpose that with that. You escalated an incident. You had the weapon. He didn't. He was supposedly going through a diabetic coma, a diabetic shock. Excuse me, I said coma. I apologize. Diabetic shock at this incident. You're not a doctor. You don't know what was happening to him. And according to witnesses, you instigated the fight. Now, this is the video here. This is what the jurors saw. Now, you notice the car is not moving. I don't see, of course, it's not the best video, but you don't see him grabbing the woman or anything like that. I don't see her shirt being torn at this point. But this person managed to take video footage, so the car is not moving. So she said he was dragging her. We don't see that in this. Car stopped. And I believe that Jeep that's right there is right in front of him, blocking him from moving. I believe that's her Jeep. So she opens fire. You see her point the gun at him. There's no no for this community. I had to deal with this piece of shit. Mr. P says she did society a service. He won't hurt anyone else. Let's get, these are the mayonnaise monks. These are the people we're dealing with. And I got responses from a lot of the white supremacists on here. One person called me in and I told him, you don't have the nuts to exactly say the whole word, nor to any other black man's face, because you are a coward. And you want to know what I mean. So James O says, when you say one of your kind, what do you mean? You know exactly what the hell I mean. I'm talking about you racist, judgmental MFers. That's who I'm talking about. I'm talking about white supremacists. You know what that means better than I. Figure it out. You got mad and you're upset because justice was delivered. Yeah, I'm white and I say so doesn't apply to you today. And I'm not apologizing for nothing I said. I meant exactly what I said, because we got to start taxing these fools, guys. Yeah, they trolls, and I don't like to, and I pick my fights where they need be. I don't get upset about everything, but we got to stop letting people walk over us like this. I meant what I said. And if you want to use the word, if you say okay, and the word is nigga. Be a man. If that's what you really feel, but don't hide behind an avatar. Say it to my face. Don't say it behind my back. Say it to my face if you got balls to do it. Then deal with the consequences afterwards. Because I'm not really offended by that stuff. I'm more offended the fact that you won't say, you're not a man, and you have no guts to say exactly what you want when you're trying to diss me. When you're trying to disrespect me or my people. And you know what? I don't care. That word, that doesn't offend me so much. I'm not offended. And by that, I'm not trying to take away from black people. I'm not taking away from what we went through and the history of that. That's not what I mean. That's a word that's thrown around loosely among us. I'm not going to lose sleep overnight over this troll. So I leave it up to you all, my family out here on Twitter, on X, to deal with. Let's find out who Mr. P is. Yeah, I know who y'all know. I know you know, or we can find out who he is. Mr. P stands for Poor White Trash. Charlie Kirk, Jim Denny, they use their real names. Joseph D. Newcomb, that's a pseudonym. Todd. Yeah, let's go at it. I'm not going to lose sleep over somebody with 63 followers. But I wanted to put that up there before they take it down, because I really want them to have balls. Have some balls. Grow a pair. You want to be a man? Act like a man. Otherwise, shut the fuck up. See, when it doesn't work out for them, they get mad and upset. But if it was reversed and she got acquitted, they would be the ones saying, oh, she's vindicated. We knew this was happening. They don't change. Hit that like, share, and subscribe button, y'all. Also, go to Amazon, get the Commonwealth of Pennsylvania versus William H. Cosby on Kindle. Please, if you like me for my time, pay me for my time. Go to Cash App. You can drop something right now. Next thing we want to talk about, so I want to go to this. So this happened, and this is actually the main topic for today. I say get your hump on, because the man, so there was a Senate aide to Ben Carden out of Maryland, a Democrat, where an Aide Mais Zerpowski, 24-year-old legislative aide, was accused of posting a video of himself with another man on public X. Okay, so he actually filmed this allegedly. I haven't seen it, and I'm not looking to show it. But my understanding from reading an article is that it was more than one I thought it was more than one person. That was more than two people that was involved initially. But it looks like it was just one. But according to this, he was allegedly filmed himself in a meeting room that was clearly visible. His face was clearly visible when it broke on Friday. The roughly 8 seconds of intercourse took place in the same room where nominees to the Supreme Court are grilled by senators, and where former FBI boss James Comey once testified about alleged Russian interference in the 2016 presidential election. So the Daily Caller Friday reported this. The Daily Caller published this on Friday evening. So that's Hayden Jaboski. Oh my. Now that's Jaboski. He was in an ad for President Biden. The staffer admitted he showed poor judgment. The fact is, so wait, he's trying to say, so he released a statement on his LinkedIn, on his Facebook page, stating this has been a difficult time for me, as I have been attacked for who I love to pursue a political agenda. While some of my actions in the past have shown poor judgment, I love my job and will never disrespect my workplace. I think you just did, except now. Ugh, I'm not even trying to look at this, but if you go to the Daily Caller, they have pictures and photographs what appears to be of this staffer. They block out his face on the, but apparently it was there. And it was in this meeting room where they actually hold interviews, where they hold, hearings. You can look at, I don't want to put it on YouTube. If you want to read the article, it's on a Daily Caller article. And apparently the Senate aide had been outed and was fired immediately as a result of it. I don't know for the life of me why people do something they know they shouldn't be doing and record the shit, and then the video gets leaked and they wonder how they got this. Why is this happening? Why are you recording? Why, even with something like this shouldn't even be in a damn meeting room, man. And you trying to make it out into, oh, it's a political thing. No, fool, who did that to himself? You did this to yourself. You filmed a sex scene in a hearing room. God, it's Hump. Carden, according to the United States Senator out of Maryland, which is where Joe Biden is actually from, by the way, 80 years old. He actually was a U.S. representative for a number of years. He was in the Maryland House of Delegates from 1967 to 1987. He was its speaker. There's Ben Carden here. Hold on. They always want to blame someone else for when they get in trouble. And the man he was supposedly with was a guy by the name of George Garger. They're gonna have to deconsecrate that hearing room. They have to spray it with some holy water. They're gonna have to bless it. Hold on, y'all. I'll be right back. Hold on 1 second. I gotta step out. I'm back, fam. I'm back. So, sorry about that. So, yeah, I'm back. I had to turn on some lights in the house. But this is, man, they got a lot of freaky stuff that goes on, with these aides and the senators. Remember that Scott Wiener guy who got in trouble some years ago? I remember that. Yeah, didn't he get caught with a boy? Supposedly. Is it Wiener? I can't remember who it was. Somebody. I might be getting them mixed up with someone else, and if I did, I apologize. So I don't want to say the wrong thing. But there was a senator it was a congressman who got in trouble, I think, for doing stuff in the bathroom. Was it Larry Craig? Larry Craig. Larry Craig, that was it. But yeah, this aide, he said it's about attacking, feeling like who I love. Attacking this. No. George Garger is the guy who was with Aiden Zerbosky, apparently. Oh. They always want to blame that man. This is just too much. This was some shit. Literally, that whole, yeah, Wiener was taking pictures. Okay, thank you. Yeah, it was him. So he was involved into something. Yeah. I think he's out in California, right? Yeah. And who else? So yeah, they don't want to take accountability. So they're eating him up on LinkedIn. But yeah, this was his LinkedIn page. Now I can't tell. I'm really not trying to look to see if it was him, but I think this was just flat out stupid on his part. But if y'all want to see the story, I won't post it here. But it's on a Daily Caller. They have the I don't want to click on it, but they got the image of the guy, supposedly the image of the man on there, and I'll just leave it at that. And I'll put, y'all want to read the story, go ahead. But it's actually in the hearing room where this act prepares to be. So it's empty, nobody's in it. But that's just disgusting. I would say the same thing even if it was heterosexual. That's not a place you do that. But let's move forward, ladies and gentlemen. Hit that like, share, and subscribe button. Yeah, it was real stupid. All right. Final thing I want to talk about tonight. Rudy Giuliani. Rudy Giuliani has to open up the checkbook. He has been ordered to pay $148 million to election workers he slandered, basically accusing them of trying to help Trump, trying to help Biden win the election, help Trump lose. And of course, while I have shared my feelings against Joe Biden, what I disagree with him with. I do not like Rudy Giuliani either. No man has done more for stop and frisk, the enforcement of stop and frisk, which is nothing more than a ploy to use on black men unjustifiably in the city of New York, than Rudy Giuliani. When he was the mayor of New York from 93 to, was it 2000? How long was he mayor? Now, he originally started out at, it was definitely 93, 94 when he was elected. 94, yeah. Dinkins was the mayor previous. So from 1994 to 2001, he was mayor of New York. And he initiated that stop and frisk was around before him, but he was the proponent, one of the biggest proponents of that policy. The program, it was a stop, question, and frisk program, and it became the subject of a racial profiling controversy because 90% of the stops in 2017 were African American or Latino. Now, he wasn't the mayor then, but nevertheless, it picked up in his term. He hired Willie Branton, who was the chief of the New York Transit Police from 1990 to 1992, and commissioner of New York Police Department from 94-96, and endorsed broken windows policing. Giuliani and Branton presided over an expansion of the New York Police Department and a crackdown on low-level crimes, including fare evasion, public drinking, public urination, graffiti artists, and squeegee men. Those are people that come up to your window so they could get money. He was the biggest proponent of this, right? And subsequent to that, just getting to that now, Giuliani became a lawyer for Donald Trump. And we remember what happened, of course, what happened in 2020. Giuliani was found liable for his role in the defamation ruling.
We do want to go back out to Washington right here where we see Rudy Giuliani just after getting the news there that he must pay $148 million. He is coming to the camera here. Let's listen, of course, for you on Live Now from Fox.
There's very little I can say right now. I have to analyze this. Obviously, possibly we'll move for a new trial. Certainly we'll appeal. The absurdity of the number merely underscores the absurdity of the entire proceeding, where I've not been allowed to offer one single piece of evidence in defense, of which I have a lot. So I am quite confident when this case gets before a fair tribunal, it'll be reversed so quickly, it'll make your head spin. And the absurd number that just came in will help that, actually.
Why did you choose not to testify?
Why do you think it was unfair? You say it was an unfair tribunal. Why do you think it was unfair? We gotta go, sir. Let's go.
I cannot go into the details. I didn't testify because the judge made it clear that if I made any mistake or did anything wrong, she was considering contempt. And this judge does have a reputation for putting people in jail. And I thought, honestly, it wouldn't do any good.
Do you still believe that what you said about these two women in the wake of the 2020 election was truthful?
Do you still believe these claims?
Do you still believe those comments?
I have no doubt. I have no doubt that my comments were made and they were supportable and are supportable today.
Still.
I just did not have an opportunity to present the evidence that we offered. Did you notice we were not allowed to put in one piece of evidence in defense? Do you also realize that liability is not based on any trial? Liability is based on her disagreement with me on discovery, which is absurd.
Why didn't you take the stand?
Because I believe the judge was threatening me with the strong possibility that I'd be held in contempt or that I'd even be put in jail. So it didn't seem like it was going to do much to persuade anybody, and it could give her what she seem to be threatening.
Did you believe the women's testimony?
That's all I have to say. I have
any regrets about some of the comments that the women received?
We got to get going.
Do you have any regrets about some of the comments that the women received?
Well, of
regrets about
This
some of the
kindergarten.
comments that the women received.
Well, of course, the comments they received I had nothing to do with. Those comments are abominable. They're deplorable. No defense to it, but I receive comments like that every day. Different kinds of things. I've represented clients who have gotten that from the other side. This is a terrible part of our political system. Republicans, Democrats, liberals, and conservatives all get that. My comments weren't that. And I think that was also a very unfair part of it because my comments had no connection at all to those. There were thousands of things on in the press about this, of which mine were a small amount. There's no way to say that my comments connected to that, but that's going to be part of what we'll get.
Okay. I'll just say this: it couldn't have happened to a worse person. But Ruby Shearman and Ruby Freeman and Shay Moss were the women who filed this lawsuit and were awarded damages by a federal court in Washington. So the jury on Friday ordered him to pay $148 million to the two former Georgia election workers who said he had destroyed their reputations with lies that they tried to steal the election from then President Donald Trump. They awarded $75 million combined in punitive damages. They also ordered Giuliani to pay $16.2 million to Ms. Freeman and $16.9 to Ms. Moss. And they also ordered Mr. Giuliani to pay $20 million to each of them for emotional suffering. I can tell you guys, though, I do agree on Giuliani on this. This couldn't likely be overturned on appeal. It could be overturned on appeal. Just the amount of it is crazy. It reminds me of the Willie Gary lawsuits where he gets the $500 million, but sometimes, especially with that, they may be involved. A wrongful death issue could play in the factor with some of those. So every case is different. But here, this is $148 million for defamation. This will be tied up in appeals, and the attorney's fees and costs, they will eat that up. But yeah, Giuliani, it couldn't have happened to a worse person. But we all better be mindful and watch stuff like this too, because this all can have an impact on whether we like a person or not. But I'm laughing and look at this. I will not come to anybody's aid. I certainly wouldn't come to Giuliani's aid. All right. So I'm about to wrap this up, guys. It's been a great broadcast. Like I stated, please make sure to subscribe to the channel. If you love the Cash App, love me, pay me for my time if you like. Cash App, PayPal, or Zelle. Also, I'm trying to figure out, guys, what is, and you all may know, what is another channel, video sharing platform outside of YouTube that people go to? I'm trying to think of the one. I told you all to subscribe to this channel. Y'all know it. Rumble. That's it. Rumble. I'm on Rumble. Yeah, I am on Rumble, and yeah, hey. Oh, sorry, y'all. Dad just walked in. Yeah, I'm also on TikTok. GRich2786. Y'all can follow me. Yeah. TikTok is getting so big right now. I actually had a lot of views for one of my latest videos on there. Yeah, I'm gonna actually get y'all to follow. How you doing? I'm all right. I'm about to end my live stream in a second. What's up? Oh, I'm gonna go visit her. Okay, I'm gonna talk to you after this. I'm almost done. Hold on. This is my profile on TikTok, guys. So I'm gonna share it with y'all so y'all can go there. Yeah, Dad was at the door. They just came from seeing my great aunt.
Looks like another year's gone by. A new year's coming, but we just want to say
So I'm gonna try to promote this song. Also,
all in every city. And here's a little ditty. Much sweeter than a candy cane. Walking smooth.
yeah, I mean, look, I've got over 2,000 views for one of my videos I did. I did one, a New Year's resolution for Shannon Sharp.
I told y'all I was gonna be back. I said I was gonna do more curls. I said I'm gonna do some push-ups. What's going on, everybody? This is NFL Hall of Famer tight end Shannon Sharp. I just want to say my New Year's resolution this week is that I'm gonna do more curls. I'm gonna do more push-ups. I'm gonna make sure Skip Bayless respect me. Because if I don't, I'm coming out this suit, y'all. I'm coming out this good jacket I got from Burlington's. And I'm gonna slap the shit out of Skip Bayless. Skip Bayless will not disrespect Club Shay Shay. Skip Bayless will not disrespect number 84. Shay Sizzle did it all. Shay Sizzle is the greatest tight end of all time. So I want you all to have a happy New Year. Except you, Skip. That's why I hope for Christmas Santa Claus had the reindeer shit in your stocking. So everybody have a happy New Year, ladies and gentlemen, because Shay Shay is coming back. Club Sizzle.
Yeah, we're gonna wrap it up, y'all. All right. I'm gonna see y'all in the next one. Be one, be safe, be blessed. Yeah, but those are the links. The links are in there, especially to TikTok. So if y'all want to follow me, go to the links for the videos, please. And make sure you get Be My Baby for Christmas. It is Christmas week, ladies and gentlemen. So y'all make sure y'all get that link. All right. Y'all be blessed. Have a great week. I'll holla. Peace.